Hi, I would like to buy an RTX 3060 for gaming. Perfect. And that would be $1,300. But the sign you were just holding up says $329. Why 1300? Sorry, that price is only if you buy a bot or you scalp. That's not for gamers. So there's nothing you can do to get me a card for $329? I got the special for you. How about you buy 10 cards for $900 each? I only need one? Then why do you need a 3060 if you're only going to be gaming? These are made for Ethereum miners. Honestly, just stay on your 1060 forever. We don't even make any money from gamers. Fine, Jensen. I'll just have Chamber fix my PC. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chamber here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Now, I want to talk about the RTX 3060. But before we do that, I just want to talk about kind of at the end of the kind of skit I did, I said that I'm going to have Chamber fix your PC. Yes, I offer now a service for a fee currently at $60 US. I will completely fix your PC. It takes about 3 hours of time. It is completely worth it. So basically everything I do on both my gaming PC and my streaming PC, I'll do for you. I know definitely this could be actually a very viable option. I'm going to reinstall Windows for you. I'm going to set overclock so that, let's say you're editing, you don't crash and stuff. If you have any issues also with crashing, I'll fix those. But I'll overclock your CPU, your graphics card. I'll set BIOS correctly just because it's hard to get FPS, especially just with buying hardware. And this is one of the best ways to do it. You're going to get lower latency. I'll also set up like your OBS and stuff. So I think it's really worth it. But now we're going to talk about the RTX 3060. The RTX 3060 came out on February 25th. This was actually the first time I'd ever witnessed a real, oh no, I couldn't get a card. I'd been kind of searching for a card before, but I didn't really care. I was like, maybe I'll get a card, maybe I won't. This is the first time I really realized, oh my gosh, it is really hard to get a card. I had a friend who he's building his first gaming rig, and I'm helping him find stuff that he needs. He couldn't get a card. I'm like, this is tough. The only way we actually think that he might be able to get a card is if he buys a bot and just gets a card that way. I don't want to support that. I'm actually recommending, though, that he goes with a 1080 Ti. The benchmarks came out, and they were honestly terrible. Let's actually look at some right now. Okay, so we're now going to actually look at real benchmarks. Now, these are actually the leaked benchmarks. These are the first benchmarks that I saw. And these are the benchmarks that made me realize this card is not going to be good. Shout out to Video Cards for posting these. There's a couple of things I want to say. Notice how the 3060 and the 2060 Super are very similar. So you notice in a couple of things this does beat it. So I think in Port Royal it beats it. That's just because that is RTX. RTX will always be really good on Pure just because of the fact that it has improved RTX performance. Times by Extreme, I believe that's up to the VRAM. I don't have an actual card to prove it with. There are a bunch of other benchmarks, but let's just say they all say this doesn't perform very well. One thing I will say, the 1080 Ti performs way better. And especially if you get the 1080 Ti XOC BIOS. I actually have this on a friend's 1080 Ti. This thing runs insanely well. It's a Strix BIOS. It's a Strix. I think it's also a Strix BIOS also. This works really well. He's pumping 1.2 volts. He got like another 50 megahertz on the core. And no more memory, but like 50 megahertz on the core is very well. I'm going to explain my theory on why the 3060 doesn't perform as well. And it has to do with the SM count. Or as Tech Power Up calls it, the ROPS. First of all, check out Tech Power Up. They make really good things. Also, yeah, I think they also have some benchmarks on here. I have no idea. You can look. Yes, they have reviews, I believe. Here's what I'm gonna say. So as you can see, 48 ROPS. 2060 also has 48 ROPS. Now it beats it just because it has more cores. That actually has less CUDA cores because they redid how they count CUDA cores in Ampere. Divide that in half. So technically, that should be 3840 if it was the exact same CUDA core count. Obviously, it has more memory, GDDR6. These are all GDDR6. So here's my thought process. These ROPs are the exact same as the RTX 2060, and the 3060 are the same, 48. These are also SMs. The 2060 Super has more. It also has more CUDA cores. I believe that the SM count is way more important than anything else, especially right now in gaming on your GPU. The same thing can be shown with the RTX 3070. I have a 2080 Ti. It destroys the 3070. I believe that the SM count, it has a more SM count than the 3070. I think that's what causes it to be very well. It's the same reason a 2080 Ti and a 3080 basically perform the exact same. SM count is most important now in graphics cards. Obviously, you don't want to have slow CUDA cores, but all right, I'm ending the video here. Sorry to anyone who's like 3060 is going to be the best card out. No, it's not. That extra VRAM doesn't help at all. That's possibly to do with something AMD has coming. Just buy a 1080 Ti if you can for around that price. Don't spend more than like $400 on one. Check your local markets. eBay, just not going to be good. Try local markets, get a good card. Same thing with like a 3070. Just try and get for a 2080 Ti. 3080 also go for a 2080 Ti. You'll lose 2% performance, but hey, at least you'll be able to get a card in now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.